Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Strike not in nation's interest, presidency cautions Labour. Judges pay to go up. Diri defeats Sylvia to secure re-election. Nigeria tops in Africa with 1.35 million barrels per day oil production. Federal government streamlines borrowings by states. UBA secures $150 million trade facility from Afrexim Bank. Saudi stops 177 Nigerians from entering their country. An experts council, WAEC, over the computer-based WASSCE. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Let me start with the Nigerian National Office of West African Examinations Council, WAEC, has concluded plans to migrate the WASSCE examinations for private candidates from paper and pencil to computer-based examinations. So the plan is for the objective questions, it will be computer-based. And then for the written, that's the essay, they'll be screened, the questions will come up on the board, and then the students will write out their answers. And this, they say, is, to help it's like an improvement on the style that we've always had. As we know, we've always done the shading of the answers and things like that. And so they're looking to start this in February. But before they do that, that's next year, but before they do that, they're saying that there are going to be mock examinations at the different centers across the nation so that Nigerian students or applicants can sort of, get ready, be accustomed to the style before the time. So many people are saying this is a welcome development. It would reduce issues like missing, shading wrongly, and things like that. But then we also have educationists who are saying as lovely, as great as this idea is, it needs time before you can roll it out. Are you putting into consideration every Nigerian applicant in this style? Also, we know technophobia is something that we have in Nigeria. Then they say we have a former director of the Center for General Nigerian Studies at LASU who said that actually LASU also adopted this, but this was something they did over a long period of time. They started it with a particular subject, then afterwards, before they rolled it out completely. So they feel that as good as an idea as it is, it needs time for applicants get accustomed to it.
Other countries do it. I mean,
but it takes time. No, but how many Nigerian students, remember this is not just for Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt students, it's for every Nigerian student across Nigeria, How many of them have access to computers?
They have to go to US Embassy, trust me, they'll find that access.
There's
a place where you go there for the examination. What I'm saying is that there's a solution, but we always try to make excuses.
No, I don't think these are excuses. I think these are valid points that they're making. It needs to take time. You need to make sure that the child in, let's say, Zing, in Taraba, has access to computer and understands how to use that when it comes up. Do you understand?
Yeah, so there'll be an examination center, not his house. All right, let's
This Saudi stopping 177 Nigerians.
Yes, I saw that on social media. What's that about?
From entering. Apparently, they traveled from Kano to Saudi Arabia to Jeddah, and when they got there, the whole 264 passengers were rejected. They asked them to return to Nigeria. It was the intervention of the Nigerian embassy in Jeddah that they now allowed 87 of them to come in and send the...
Why? Did they give a reason?
What was the reason?
They did not really give a reason because they had already gone through the pre-screening before leaving Nigeria.
Yeah.
But this Ojikutu had said that it's because... what they suspect is because Air Peace is taking a lot of their passengers, of Saudi Arabia's passengers, because their flights are cheaper.
Oh.
So what they need is for the Nigerian government to endorse Air Peace and say, it's our flag bearer. So it will not be a...
competition.
Not even that. It will not be... it will be undiplomatic to reject passengers coming on Air Peace.
Okay, who gets to get more information about that?
Yeah, so that's like disrespect.
Yeah. Terrible.
So the
disrespectful, honestly.
The state government and the federal government, through the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, has issued a template and guidelines on requirements that banks must meet before lending to state governments. The template, said, is designed to ensure that banks comply with all the necessary requirements before lending money to states. According to the story, they said in the past, banks will often lend money to states without fully understanding the risks involved. Now, the new templates they are trying to create will help to mitigate this risk by ensuring that banks have all the information they need before making a lending decision. They said they noticed that, sometimes when there's a new cabinet formed, banks will go with mouth-watering offers to these governments and, ask them to take loans, mouth-watering loans, and they give it to them. At the end of the day, the states are not able to pay these loans, and it joins Nigeria's bank debt that we keep, talking about. So they are also asking the Central Bank of Nigeria to issue new guidelines to banks on how to lend to these states. These guidelines must be followed so that banks are not just lending money to states and states are not able to pay back when the time is.
Okay, so our president has said that the judges' salary will be reviewed. He was speaking at the All-Nigerian Judges Conference of Superior Courts yesterday, and his speech was read by the Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi. Said that he has directed RAMFAC to review the previous allocation, although the previous request of 114% increase in the remuneration, he has asked RAMFAC to review that to find something more realistic that will reflect the present economic realities we are facing. He said he's quite optimistic that the process will be concluded as soon as possible, making the judiciary independent, as he has done elsewhere, many of us know in Lagos, as he has done in Lagos, to make independent judiciary more independent. I'll show you that it will be done here. Just be a little bit more patient with us. And he was cautioning against undue criticism of the third arm of government, saying that, especially after the political, the cases on the political issues, says that while Nigerian judiciary is not immune from certain challenges, it has, however, surmounted these limitations to credibility, retained the status of being the third arm of government. So we should try to refrain from criticizing them and weakening the judiciary system. Okay, moving on quickly now to the Punch. Strike. Federal government threatens Labour with contempt charge, NLC adamant. Why I rejected 114% pay rise for judges, says President. FG withdraws over 100,000 policemen from VIPs. Lagos driver protests last mile extortion, commuters stranded. Governorship polls, Tinubu lost INEC, PDP faults Kogi and Imo results. 20 die as Taraba boat on fishing expedition capsizes. Kan, Kwara Governor Oyedepo mourn as CNS leader dies at 101. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Let's start with the major headline. So the federal government yesterday asked the organized labor to shelve its planned strike, slated to commence today, Tuesday. And the government reminded Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress of a restraining order issued by the National Industrial Court, Abuja, on Friday. And, they said that this restraining order, if they don't obey it and they go on strike, they will be in contempt of court. But the TUC President, Festus Osifo, announced at a press conference in Abuja that he will commence its strike today in protest against the alleged assault on the president of the NLC, Joe Ajaero, by suspected thugs in Owerri, Imo State. And, they had planned to start it earlier. They conscripted some, organizations and, the public offices in Imo. And it did not hold water. A lot of them, when they said banks opened, they went about their businesses. So they are saying they now want to do it nationwide, and it's going to be starting today. So I think we're going to discuss a little bit about it later.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.